Hello and welcome to Cam and Max in the Morning. He's Cam.
He's Max.
This is the March Madness 2026 special. Cameron, you know how we're not a sports show?
Today we're not. Ask Twitter Thunder.
But today, Cameron, tell them what we are.
We are a sports show.
Great.
But everyone loves this time of year.
Oh, I mean, like, the non-sports people will definitely enjoy, like, they always enjoy this time of year. Before I was really into sports in general, making a bracket was like, oh yeah, it's super fun. And I was just like, well, where's Tennessee at? Well, you know, only whenever Bruce Pearl was the coach. That was the only time that the tournament was relevant to Tennessee fans. But, you know, my very first bracket I ever filled out was my freshman year at Freed, and I won that year.
What?
Do you know who the champion was that year?
Your freshman year, was that Duke? No. Was that UConn?
It was 2013.
2013. Who was it? Was that Kentucky?
They did the year before, 2012. The 2012-2013 season. It was Louisville.
Oh, yeah. That's the Kevin Ware year because he snapped his leg and they beat Duke and rallied.
Yep, and that's also the championship that has been not revoked. What's the word? Not redacted.
It's not rescinded either. Vacated.
There we go. Okay, so you see where I was going with revoked, right?
Not really. A different letter, but...
I mean, but revoked, like that has a V. Anyways, so that championship was revoked, which I have always, you know, we'll go on this quick side tangent. I've never really understood of games getting revoked after the fact. Like, they still won, you know? We have just a few segments that we're going to go over this week, but we do have an old favorite. I need to stop calling them old favorites. We have a usual favorite that we're going to go through. Cameron, do you hear those? Do you hear any like Louisville Cardinals outside?
I don't. I think they're over here in West Virginia, but I can't remember. I'm assuming they are.
Or do you hear any? I'm going through all the mascots real quick. Do you hear any Kennesaw State Owls out there?
You know, it's not that time of day, but you know who's not in the tournament this year? Creighton.
You're right. They're not.
The Jays. I'm always used to seeing them in.
They finished 5th in the Big East, which, you know, the Big East is a multi-bid conference, but I guess they must have been like a bubble team, you know?
Yeah, the Big East has fallen off in recent years.
It has. I don't know how much of is that with NIL, but anyways, it's time for Tweets of the Week, in case you didn't figure that out.
This is from the Sickos College Basketball Committee on Twitter. And people do funny brackets and all that jazz. Okay, like this family, a friend of mine has a family bracket tournament every year. Everyone participates, including the family cat. The cat has rules. It's like a modifier on the bracket challenge. The cat has rules. Animals over humans, cats over non-cats, big cats over little cats, and the cat has won several years. Have you ever have you put your dogs in the bracket?
No, I have not. That would be really funny. You know the videos of like people will throw a ball to their dog, or they'll leave 2 balls out and like one ball is for one team, the other ball's for another.
Yeah.
That would be fun to do. I'd really like to do that. I just don't know how actually committed I would be to it. But it only makes sense for a cat to win, you know, like not like, you know, Wildcat mascots, but the best brackets are the ones that don't have any thought put into them.
I agree. Can I give a bonus tweet of the week?
Oh, absolutely.
UMBC Athletics is currently beefing with the comment section. Did you see the one where they roasted the Pittsburgh fan?
I did not.
The most recent one is this guy. UMBC, by the way, is, for the listeners, they beat Virginia in 2018, the first 16 seed over the 1 seed. The Retrievers, they're back this year in the tournament.
They are. They're in a play-in game, but still.
Yeah, it counts. I think they'll win. Their plane hadn't flown. They play like soon, and they haven't even gotten there. They've been left the tarmac. And this fan said, "Too many excuses to even count here. Just give your spot to someone who's not going to complain the whole time." He's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He has Antonio Brown in his picture. UMBC said, "Well, we are in the right to be in the tournament by winning multiple playoff games. We understand that may be an unfamiliar concept due to the pro football team in Pittsburgh you support."
Oh, that's awesome.
Man.
That's great. Funny, witty responses like that are what makes sports Twitter amazing. There's some sports Twitter that's like, well, your team is bad because of blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, that's not fun.
And also, I realized like it makes sense because they're Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Okay, like there's a connection more than what I realized.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm with it.
I didn't realize UMBC, I guess is it
University of Maryland,
Baltimore, Maryland? Yeah.
Baltimore County.
Well, how about that? We got some extra tweets of the week for you today, free of charge. Cameron is a gracious, gracious co-host.
You're welcome.
All right, it's bracket time. We're going to do 2 segments real quick. One, so that Cameron and I can have a shorter podcast for the week because, we love this, but we got things to do sometimes. So, and we say that it's going to end up being like 2 hours. Oh, if it's 2 hours. Yeah. I mean, if we get over an hour, I'm done. I'm hitting end on the podcast, and we'll post it as it is. We are going to discuss, in reality, the most likely of the 1 through 8 seeds to be upset in whatever region they're in. And then we have a fun little experiment that we are going to do. Let's start with the 1 seeds. Our 4 1 seeds are Duke, Arizona, Michigan, and Florida. 2 of them are playing play-in teams, one of them being UMBC, and the other 2 are just playing regular games. We've got Duke playing Siena, Arizona playing Long Island, Florida playing the winner of Prairie View and Lehigh, and Michigan playing the winner of UMBC and Howard. Which of those do you feel like would be the most likely to be upset?
So, I watched Florida stumble in their tournament, but Arizona always chokes. Like, they have the 1 seed power on their side, but they always choke.
I am pulling for Arizona this year. They have a guy, Tobey Awaka, who transferred from UT. He would still be at UT if another player hadn't not transferred and then decided to transfer later. It was a big deal. I am pulling for Arizona. I could absolutely see it. I don't see Duke or Florida, even though they stumbled in the tournament. I don't see them losing like that. Florida played Vandy. And Vandy, like I don't like Vanderbilt,
Sleeper.
But they have a good team this year. Okay, I think Michigan is the team to look out for, and not just because of UMBC. Oh. In the Big Ten championship, they played Purdue, and Purdue is a 3 seed, but never once in that game did Michigan ever have control. I feel like in your championship game, if you're a 1 seed, you got to have control.
I agree. Duke was like punched Virginia, and they punched each other for like the whole game. But then Duke made plays at the end. Like they looked like a 1 seed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Michigan just did not look like a 1 seed. Florida looked like a 1 seed that struggled, and so that's why I'm going Michigan over Florida in that case. All right, for the 2 seeds, we have UConn playing the Furman Paladins, Purdue playing Queens, Iowa State playing Tennessee State, and Houston playing Idaho.
So another historical choker is Iowa State. People are telling me this is Iowa State's year. I don't believe it. I just refuse to believe it. They always choke early, and I'm sick of getting beat by like, I'll pick them this year, and then they lose again.
I have fallen victim to them too. If I in reality, I'm not saying when we're picking these upsets, it's just most likely to be upset. We're not saying Michigan is actually going to get beat. I feel like. I mean, it's possible, sure, just highly unlikely. But of these teams, I'd love for Tennessee State to win. I think it's their first time ever in the Big Dance. It's either their first time or the second time. But Iowa State definitely has that potential. Now, Houston did lose to Tennessee early in the season, and as the season progressed, we've just been like, how? But UConn, like Purdue, I don't see it. It would probably be Iowa State.
3 seeds, Michigan State, North Dakota State. Intriguing. Gonzaga versus Kennesaw State. Lots of states here. Kennesaw is not part of the union, I don't think. But Virginia versus Wright State and Illinois versus Penn.
If this was football, I would absolutely say North Dakota State over Michigan State. North Dakota State, South Dakota State football are those ones, like, they're technically FCS.
Oh, yeah,
is it one of them
yeah,
moving
yeah.
up next year?
I always see them, like, on the ticker.
I love Gonzaga. big fan because of Adam Morrison on the cover of NCAA 08, or it was 07. It was 07. But they don't choke in the first round.
They choke in the Elite Eight Final Four.
They do. And so, which, if you had to lose somewhere, that's a whole lot better. I feel like Virginia and Wright State became the first 4 seed to ever beat the 1 seed hosting in the college baseball tournament last year.
Oh.
They beat Vandy. And so I feel like Virginia may be that team.
I'll be real, I said Illinois. I don't believe in Illinois.
So something funny that I've mentioned so far is, or something I've noticed, every upset has been out of the Midwest for me so far.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen. Like, I'll be making a bracket, and then it's like, I'm cooking, and then the info's like, this seed has never faced this seed in the tournament. And I'm like, well, I gotta go reevaluate.
Yeah, exactly. So for the 4 seeds, we have Alabama and Hofstra, Nebraska and Troy. Let me pull this up. Kansas playing, I think it's California Baptist? CA Baptist? Does that make sense? Yeah, California Baptist.
Yeah, because the app says B-A-B-tist right now.
Oh, really? I'm on the desktop. And we have Arkansas playing the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
Oh, don't get me started.
I feel like Nebraska's probably the team here. Are you familiar with Nebraska ball?
No.
Okay, so on Reddit for a while when Nebraska was undefeated, that was like something that everybody, except Minnesota fans, because Minnesota and Nebraska, they're rivals, everybody was coming together and like supporting the Nebraska balls. But they have never won. I don't know a single thing about Troy. I feel like the honeymoon may be over,
Nebraska has never won, though. That's what I've been seeing on the stats. Like, I think they'll win this year, their first game, and then they'll lose.
If there's ever a year for it, obviously it's this one. But I feel like that's got to be one of the most likely. Now, for the next round, I feel like we should do this the opposite, because are you familiar with the 5-12 curse?
Yeah, it's like every year.
Every single year. I don't think there's ever been a year, and we could Google this, but why would we be informed, where a 5 seed or 12 seed always upsets a 5 seed. But we have, out of these, St. John's playing Northern Iowa, Wisconsin playing High Point, Vanderbilt playing McNeese, and Texas Tech playing Akron. What are you thinking here?
A 12 seed has beat a 5 seed in 33 of the last 39 tournaments.
That's wild.
You got to throw one in.
5 should be high enough where there's no question about it. The 12 is obviously going to lose, but the stats speak for themselves.
I think it's Wisconsin. I don't trust the Big Ten. I'm not as high in the Big Ten as other people are.
The SEC it's weird how many bids the SEC got. I feel like the SEC is definitely on a down year. I don't feel like the Big 12, that's the conference I'm concerned about. Of course, there's Iowa State there, so who knows? I can go with Wisconsin. I hate Vandy, and so McNeese, sure, but realistically, I'd probably go with High Point over Vandy, or High Point over Wisconsin.
McNeese get a win? Like, have they won the tournament? I feel like that name sounds familiar. Or maybe I picked them last year and they lost.
Maybe. McNeese beat LSU in baseball this year so far, and that was a big upset.
They lost to Michigan by 40.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Well, who knows? For the 6
seeds.
They
won last year. Yeah, they won.
Yeah.
Their first
did they?
game
Who did they
lost.
play?
It does not say.
All right. Okay, McNeese beat Clemson last year.
Yeah, the Clemson game. Okay, I'm with that.
And that was a 5-12 seed. Oh, wait. No. Yes? What? What am I looking at here? Oh, Clemson was the 12 seed overall. In the tournament, McNeese was the 12 seed and Clemson was the 5 seed. All right, now for the 6 seeds.
Who's BYU playing? I can't tell.
Either Texas or North Carolina State.
North Carolina State.
So BYU, Texas, or North Carolina State, another play-in game. Louisville, South Florida, like Cameron said a second ago. Tennessee playing either Miami, Ohio, or SMU, and North Carolina, VCU. It's Tennessee. We're like, as soon as like even though Miami, Ohio lost, so they had their first perfect regular season.
I think North Carolina is like the Miami, Ohio is very intriguing. For like, are they going to beat Tennessee?
Right.
But I think they might just like lay an egg. North Carolina doesn't have their best player.
Oh, you're right. See, Miami, Ohio does have to beat SMU first, and it's just the most Tennessee thing ever to always be playing like the sweetheart, like we put Loyola Chicago on the map, But I definitely could see North Carolina VCU. I'd have to go Tennessee just because I'm not ready for this season to be over, but I am. It's that kind of thing. But I could see it. All right, for the 7 seeds, we have St. Mary's, Texas A&M, Kentucky playing Santa Clara, Miami playing Mizzou, and UCLA playing UCF.
I think realistically it's probably UCLA but I'm picking Kentucky because in my heart I'm like Kentucky's just going to collapse. They're collapsing. But I think I could be wrong in that like they rally and get a win.
I am not allowed to pick Kentucky because in both games that Kentucky and Tennessee played this year, Tennessee had 17-point leads at halftime. and Kentucky came back and won both games.
That's embarrassing.
Tennessee is a good team this year. Kentucky is not. But we lost twice to them. There is no reason we should have lost both of them, let alone one of those games. So I'm not allowed to pick Kentucky. I do think Santa Clara could beat them. I could see Mizzou beating Miami. Mizzou has one player that is just like, he's your typical, like mid-major, that one guy. He just happens to be on an SEC team this year. The 8 and 9, which 8 and 9 is always a toss-up because it's like, is it really an upset? No, not really. We have Ohio State, TCU, Villanova, Utah State, which seeing Villanova that low, like that's kind of, I'm not used to that. Georgia, St. Louis, and Clemson, Iowa. I got to go with St. Louis over Georgia. I don't know about you.
Okay, I think I have Georgia going far in some brackets, low-key.
Really? Okay.
So I picked... And Iowa, Clemson is like, they're both bad. I think like Ohio State could lose to the Horned Frogs.
I watched our Alexa that we have in the kitchen, it's one of those with a screen, and it showed the other, like it popped a thing up the other day. Well, it's not. It's a piece of garbage. It works very poorly. But it popped up a thing the other day, and its headline was like, Ohio State playing basketball really well at the right time. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that means they're out. But I'm pretty sure I did pick TCU. I've always liked TCU.
TCU, the Christian University.
The Christian University, not just Christian University. I didn't realize that would take us through every single matchup, but...
It did.
It did. And honestly, we went through it pretty quickly. Are you ready to go through
concise.
It again?
Yeah, very, very quickly, yeah.
All right, what we're doing, I have a blank bracket pulled up on my screen, but I also have my bracket that I made earlier. What Cameron and I are going to do now, if you're not familiar with this, a fun way that people make brackets is based on which mascot would win. And so Cameron and I are going to do that now. And I had a lot of fun making my own earlier, and I came across a few different things. And one of them is in the very, very first matchup. Cameron, between Duke and Siena. Now, I need to know who you have winning first.
I have Duke winning.
Okay, now tell me why.
I think the Blue Devil is on like the metaphysical entity level, and I rank that pretty highly for this tournament.
You're right. So here is why. I've ranked that highly as well. I have Siena over Duke because they're the St. Bernards, but they are the Saints, okay?
So you think the Saints will cast out the Devils?
I absolutely think so.
I see what you did there.
And it sets up for some really fun matchups later. But, what do you think? I'd say the Saints beating the Devils. I mean, that's the side we're on, right? Right? Please say yes.
You convinced me, but I'm gonna go with Duke anyway. I love Duke. I was like, yeah, I can pick them, but you can go with that.
But you got what I was cooking with here.
I did.
TCU, Ohio State, the Buckeyes, and the Horned Frogs.
I picked the Horned Frogs.
Cameron. Okay. I picked Buckeyes because Buckeyes are poisonous to most reptiles.
A frog isn't a reptile, Greg.
Yeah, it is. Because a horned frog is a lizard. I looked it up.
What?
Yeah, a horned frog is a lizard.
What is a horned frog?
Like specifically what TCU's is. See, this is what I'm saying.
No, that's a frog. Look at this guy. I'm seeing different kinds. There's a Suriname horned frog that looks like a frog. What is TCU's mascot? Mascot explain. So that's not even a frog. That's a fraud.
Exactly. Yeah, they're lizards. And so that's why I say Buckeyes, because if a lizard eats a Buckeye, it's gonna die. It's poisonous.
That disappoints me in multiple ways.
All right. I think like the next one actually, I had to do a lot of research on this first side of the bracket. St. John's, the Red Storm versus the Northwestern Iowa Panthers.
I can't explain this one, Greg. I just can't do it. But the Panthers
Yes,
beat the Storm.
No, you are correct, because the Red Storm, their actual physical mascot is Johnny Thunderbird, which is a bird.
Johnny's getting torn to pieces.
He is, exactly. Okay, I'm really glad we came together on that one, because I was almost worried. We've got coming up next, Kansas Jayhawks versus California Baptist Lancers. Jayhawk or a Lancer?
The Lancer.
Absolutely. He's poking it with a stick, a sword,
his lance,
whatever we got. Then this one, I got to look back at my the next one, my bracket. Okay, I think I had this right. The Louisville Cardinals or the South Florida Bulls, my bad.
Birds. I picked South Florida.
Okay, why did you pick them over the Cardinals?
I'll be real, I just changed it on the spot because I thought, wait a minute, a bull could beat a bird.
Okay, well, so here's why I picked Cardinals to begin with, because you've seen their logo for Louisville. This isn't a happy bird.
It's angry, yeah.
I'm picturing this bird pecking out the bull's eyes.
It couldn't do anything more, though. You know how small cardinals are?
You know what? I'll give you that one. You are right. I will concede that one.
Cardinals are like 8 inches tall. Like, they're very small.
Okay, I can give you that one. Let's go South Florida then. All right, now we have the Michigan State Spartans versus the North Dakota State Bison.
Spartans. I thought about this one a long time, though. But, like, I think they're both plural. So, shout out Harding. But like, you've got multiple Spartans there. You could take on the Bison.
I agree. Michigan State Spartans. UCLA Bruins or the UCF Golden Knights?
Golden Knights. I'd take a knight with their armor over the ruffians.
Did you ever play Red Dead Redemption?
I finished 2. I've not played the first one.
So I've played the first one, haven't played the second one. But were there bears in that game in the second one?
Yeah.
Were they like terrifying if you were caught unprepared?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Same for the first one. Bears, not fun, but a golden knight is going to be prepared, you know?
This is a big one. This is a big one, Greg.
I don't think so.
In fact, I have Furman going far.
I do as well.
Okay. So the Furman,
Yukon
the Paladins.
And the Furman Paladins. What is a paladin exactly?
It's a class you can play in like MMORPGs, but it also like they got some spell capabilities. They've got some like magic capabilities, some like earth stuff. So I'm telling you, it's a sleeper pick.
I 100% agree. Okay, I'm going to the West now. So back up to the top right. Okay. Arizona Wildcats or the Long Island Sharks. And Sharks. I was really sad. Oh, really? See, I was really sad about this because what's a shark going to do on land?
It's why do we presuppose that the arena is on land?
Because the San Diego, California Viejas Arena is on land.
Have you seen Gladiator 2? They can put water in the Coliseum.
You know, you're right. I'm going to look and see how far inland this is. It's actually not that far from the coastline.
I'm telling I think the Sharks have something here.
I really wanted to have... I'm not changing my bracket, but I will pick them for this one.
Okay, I don't have them going far.
You have talked me into it with the Sharks, because I wanted the Sharks to win. Like, that's so cool. Villanova Wildcats or the Utah State Aggies. We know
Wildcats.
Which one. An Aggie is just a dog. It's Wildcats. The Wisconsin Badgers and the High Point Panthers.
I picked I picked High Point here.
I did as well. A panther. I looked it up. A badger. Now, first off, it's a badger, not a honey badger. Okay.
Honey Badger don't care.
When you said this next one was big, I was like, I guess it is. Is High Point's mascot not what I remembered? But no, now is the matchup Cameron's been waiting for. Go ahead, Cameron.
Arkansas Razorbacks versus the 13 seed Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And I have the Rainbow Warriors in a huge blowout.
Okay. I wanted them.
What?
Did you research this?
They hunt wild pigs.
Cameron, if you will direct your attention to Google and you will search, what is a rainbow warrior? You will find that a rainbow warrior is just a boat.
That changes things, Greg.
That was like a 5-second silence.
I'll be so real, I had them in the Final Four.
Did you really? Oh my goodness.
I want, as we go through, I want to just... I acknowledge the change, but I also want to acknowledge that I view them as like Hawaiian
absolutely.
warriors.
No, like Rainbow Warrior, you picture like the green wave of Tulane, like
yeah,
that's what I'm picturing, just like personified. Which I guess it's already personified. I really, really wanted Hawaii to go farther, but I don't think a boat is beating a hog. Now, a hog sure could like get run over by a boat, but like
that changes my whole West.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. Okay.
All right, keep going.
We've
keep
got
going.
the Cougars and the Texas Longhorn, the BYU Cougars and the Texas Longhorns, or North Carolina State Wolfpack. I believe I went with BYU.
I went with BYU as well.
Yeah, so like either a Longhorn or a Wolf. So like either way, a Cougar is going to take down a wolf or a bull, a cow,
I agree. What about Kennesaw State versus Gonzaga, though? The Owls versus the Bulldogs.
Bulldog, and like it's important to note that this is not a pit bull, okay? It is
thousands of middle school logos across the country.
Oh, yeah. It is a bulldog. I picked the Owls in this one.
I did as well.
When I picture a bulldog, I picture something that's lethargic. I think of Uga, you know?
Yeah.
And like an owl, I think of Owl from Winnie the Pooh, and like, it's smart,
Yeah.
I feel like it could outsmart a bulldog very easily. A tiger or a hurricane?
I picked the Hurricanes of Miami.
Yeah, it's Purdue and Queens. Now, the Queens are the Lions, is what I looked up. I need to look it up. Oh, they're the Royals, but by Royals, it's like a pride of Lions, okay? However, Boilermakers, I had to look it up. A Boilermaker is not just the person. A Boilermaker, when it refers to Purdue, is a literal train.
I picked Purdue here.
Same, because a train's going to run over a lion. Like the boat, that's I guess a train is confined to the train tracks, but
not in Polar Express.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Also, it's our bracket, and if anybody else wants to do a different one, then they can make their own show. So
yeah.
All right.
Try it.
Down to the south, we have Florida playing the Prairie View, and I don't remember their mascot, or the Lehigh, and I don't remember their mascot.
It don't matter. The Gators.
Yep, Gators. I remember it being something like that. The Clemson Tigers or the Iowa Hawks. They're the Hawkeyes, but Hawks, what'd you go with?
Yeah, I went with Clemson.
Yeah, same. Okay, the Commodores or the Cowboys of McNeese.
I went with McNeese.
I am a big McNeese fan in this bracket.
Cowboys, man.
So I looked up the combat experience of an actual Commodore, and most of the time it is confined to water, okay? And so that's why it's not like they have a lot of strategy on land sort of thing. A Commodore is more like a captain, which I guess that it is just a captain, basically. And so Cowboys for sure. All right, the Cornhuskers or the Trojans?
This is the biggest blowout of the whole bracket, I believe.
It is. There's another one coming up. I think it's either down in this. It's got to be one left, but the Trojans. Like, yeah. I love corn, but it's got the juice, but that's it. You remember that meme?
No.
I love corn. It's got the juice.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The North Carolina Tar Heels or the VCU Rams?
Same animal.
we need to mention the Tar Heels. Like a Tar Heel is just a person from North Carolina, but their actual mascot is a ram. I went with VCU though.
Yeah, I went with VCU as well.
Because theirs is actually in their name. Illinois, the Illini, or Penn, and I don't even remember.
Illini?
Tigers? Oh, the Quakers. Yeah, the Illini or the Quakers. I remember this one now.
Illinois.
Yeah. So, like, I'm picturing the little lad who loves berries and cream, that commercial.
Yeah.
Like with, belt buckles on his shoes.
Yeah.
He's not going to, like, give me Jeff from Illinois over the Quaker,
St. Mary's versus A&M. So it's the Aggies versus the Gales. I went with St. Mary's here.
Me too. What are you qualifying as a Gale?
Isn't it not an actual weather system? Isn't it a person?
Oh, yeah, it is. In my brain, because it's St. Mary's Gales, I'm picturing, in my brain, it's an angel, like some kind of angelic being.
Oh.
And so that's why I went with them. But also, I mean, regardless, same concept.
An Irish warrior figure.
Right. Okay. I remember looking this up. And one of their old logos is basically a knight, but a very, a less armored knight compared to, UCF or something,
All right. We're down to the Midwest.
Oh, we've got one more. We've got the Houston Cougars
have one more.
and the Idaho Vandals. Who do you have in this one?
I went with the Vandals. They seem like they could take on challenges.
Okay, I really want... Oh, no, I picked the Cougars. I think the reason I picked Cougars over Vandals was because when you think of a Vandal, you think of, a petty thief, not somebody that's up to the challenge.
I'm thinking about the Roman Empire Vandals.
Oh, okay.
That's different kind of Vandals, Rome. They were a Germanic tribe.
Okay.
You got to reevaluate.
I can dig that. I can reevaluate and go with the Vandals for that one. I can dig that one. Now we're in the Midwest. Start us out with the 1 seed.
Michigan Wolverines versus the UMBC Retrievers. I'm not even entertaining a Howard win. It's going to be the Golden Retrievers of UMBC. And okay. I believe the Wolverines would win easily.
I don't remember what Howard's mascot is, but in my bracket, I picked them. So whatever they are. But my brain was okay, absolutely a Wolverine, right now. It must have been a bigger animal or something like that.
Howard mascot is a bison.
Oh, yeah. That's why I went with them over a Wolverine. But
okay,
we're putting all our money on UMBC, so
yeah,
give me the Wolverines. Here was a fun one. The Georgia Bulldogs versus the St. Louis Billikens.
I went with St. Louis. I don't even know what that is. It just sounds cool. He's mischievous looking.
So their mascot is this little mischievous looking little gremlin. I looked it up. A billiken is an imp, which is basically a gremlin.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan of this one. I have them going far.
Oh,
in my
really?
bracket, just so you know.
Okay.
Next one, the Texas Tech Red Raiders versus the Akron Zips. You know what Akron's actual mascot is? What the Zips are?
It's a bird or a weather system?
It's a kangaroo, actually.
Oh, they can kick. I still pick the Red Raiders.
I had to look it up. I think I searched, is a Red Raider a cowboy? And they were like, yeah, it's just a cowboy. And so I would love for the Akron Zips to go far, but, All right, now here was a fun one, too. The Alabama Crimson Tide or the Hofstra Pride. So a pride would mean that their mascot is?
Lions.
And who did you go with?
I still went with the Crimson Tide.
I did too. I looked up about elephants and lions, and
elephants
typically, elephants. If an elephant is on its own, it can be overrun by a lot of lions. But even though Aiden Holloway has been arrested 4 days prior to the game, there's one less elephant out there. I feel like the elephants. The Crimson Tide will still win this. Okay, Miami, Ohio Redhawks or SMU Ponies versus the Volunteers.
I went with the Volunteers because they're a person.
I couldn't decide if I was going with Smokey or the Volunteers, like Davy Crockett. And then I was like, yeah, it's Davy Crockett. Regardless, Davy Crockett wins that. The Virginia Cavaliers or the Wright State Raiders. And Cavaliers. For them, a Raider is not like the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. A Raider is literally a dog. And so I went with
Well,
Cavaliers
I also
here as
went,
well.
even if it's like a Raider, I just went like, okay, the Virginia guys are like more prepared and
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, for the Kentucky Wildcats and the Santa Clara Broncos,
Wildcats.
I think, yeah, in my bracket, I went with Santa Clara. And it was just because a Bronco is like a big horse. But regardless, I don't think the winner of this is winning the next round. I'm going to put the Wildcats for our sake. We have the Iowa State Cyclones and the Tennessee State Tigers.
It's Iowa State, clearly.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. The two weather-based mascots both played Tigers.
Yeah.
The Siena St. Bernards or the Ohio State Buckeyes. I went with Buckeyes again because dogs can't eat Buckeyes.
That's my whole side of the bracket as out, so I'll just go with what you go with.
Because of the metaphysical.
Yeah.
The Northern Iowa and California Baptist. I have California Baptist going because, it's a Lancer over a Panther.
Yeah.
They're a good one right there. South Florida Bulls or the Michigan State Spartans. They're going to win. Golden Knights or the Paladins.
I went with the Paladins.
Me too. Everything that I could find online said that Magic would beat a General Knight every single time. Gators or a Tiger?
Clemson Tigers. Oh, I see.
Really?
I'm on the wrong round. I picked Florida.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Gators, for sure.
Gators, yeah.
Cowboys, the Cowboys or the Trojans?
Trojans all day.
Okay, here's why the Cowboys should win.
What?
Cowboys have guns. The Trojan armor was not made to withstand the effects of like long range weapons.
1800s guns, gunpowder, and
there's Cowboys right now.
Are there? I don't know about that one. For the record, I have Troy going to the Final Four in mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I have McNeese going to the Final Four in place of that. So that's a big matchup.
They'll win regardless.
The Rams or a guy from Illinois?
I went with a guy from Illinois.
Really? I went with the Rams, but I can dig that one. I'm not married to that one. The Gales or the Vandals?
The Gales or the Vandals here. Sorry, I went the Vandals.
Oh, really? Man, your Vandals. Oh well, I had Houston over the Gales, so apparently
Rome,
a Cougar could. I get that. I can dig that. That side of the bracket's
tribes.
Very Cameron. Okay, the Sharks or the Wildcats? Well, now I had Wildcat versus Wildcat, so now I'm going to go with the Sharks, right?
I went with the Sharks as well.
Okay. The High Point, I can't even remember them. Panthers.
I went with Hawaii, though.
That's true. Well, so like a panther or a pig?
Oh, you went with Arkansas. So this is my Hawaii side of the bracket. So I was like the Warriors all the way.
Yeah, give me the Panther over a Razorback, okay? The Cougars or the Owls? You know, the Owls had a good first round.
Yeah, I went with the Cougars, yeah.
Yeah. I Googled for this next one, hurricanes versus trains. Had there been any train derailments because of hurricanes? And there have been.
Yeah, it's hurricanes, clearly.
It's just one of those, you know. Okay, Wolverines or the Imps? St. Louis?
I went with Wolverines. I think it could just tear apart an imp. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
You went with the Imps?
I did. I'm trying to... Who was my winner overall? Okay, it wasn't the Imps. They did make it to the national championship, though.
Oh, wow. What?
I can dig the Wolverines. The Red Raiders or Elephants? What you got?
I went with the Elephants.
I did, too. I think that they could overwhelm the Cowboys. Continuing on, the Volunteers or the Cavaliers?
I went with the Cavaliers. They're prepared.
See, I went with the Volunteers just because of the gun. I don't think Cavaliers had more than just a pistol. Regardless, again, in the next round, they aren't getting by the Cyclones. We have the Kentucky Wildcats and the Iowa State Cyclones. And,
Cyclones.
Every day. All right, back up to the top in the East. The Buckeyes versus the Lancers. I think the Human is finally beating the Buckeyes here.
I went with the Lancers, yeah.
Yep. The Spartans or the Paladins. Just a stronger
Paladins.
night. But Paladins, I'm telling you, Furman. Onto the west, so that we know what I'm doing. The Long Island Sharks or the High Point Panthers. So you had the Rainbow Warriors, right?
Yeah, and I had the Rainbow Warriors beating the Sharks because they know how to deal with water, but now it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but now we've got Sharks over Panthers. I would give that all day, if we're not taking landlockedness into account.
Landlocked, you just made a word.
I did. Landlockness, like the Loch Ness Monster? Huh?
Ooh.
Huh?
Miami over BYU.
Absolutely. Hurricanes going to win over a Cougar. Wolverines or elephants?
Elephants.
Yep, that's what I would have done. I did do the Imps, the Billikens over the Elephants, but, and then regardless, Tennessee, the Cavaliers or Virginia, or
Iowa State.
Volunteers, Iowa State,
Yeah.
for sure. Down into the last one. Oh, we never picked between McNeese and Troy, but I have Florida moving on regardless, okay?
See, I had Troy moving on because I'm like, they could stab a gator.
And now the Illini or the Vandals. What you got?
I went Vandals again. I'm all about
See,
the Vandals.
I had Houston all the way up to this point.
See, I had the Vandals facing the Trojans and the Trojans winning.
Okay, now here's a weird thing. Apparently, in my bracket, I actually had the Cowboys over Florida. I don't really know what I'm talking about then. Anyways, all right, we're down to the Elite Eight. We have the Lancers versus the Paladins, and I'm assuming you have
Paladins.
Sharks or Hurricanes. Oh, this is a Sharknado.
So I'll pivot and go with Miami here, I think.
Yeah, me too. The Gators or the Vandals. You know what? I'm going to give you the Vandals here.
Okay.
And now the Elephants versus a Cyclone.
Cyclone.
Okay, I didn't know if
Elephants
you would be
are
like,
heavy, but
they are. All right, our final four of Furman, the Paladins playing the Idaho Vandals, and the Miami Hurricanes playing the Iowa State Cyclones. This is a 15-15 matchup and a 7-2 matchup.
I went with the Paladins.
Me too, man. I'm telling you, magic every time. Now the Hurricanes or the Cyclones?
Yeah. I'll go with the Hurricanes because they're bigger and I'd say they're more powerful than the Cyclones.
So for my bracket, I had the Billikens using their magic their impish ability to beat the Cyclones and then beating the Hurricane.
I had Hawaii's magic running out against the face of, like such elemental power.
Yeah, I get that one. And now for the championship, we have the Paladins and the Hurricanes. And our choice is obviously
the Paladins. I think they got the magic to stop it.
They have the magic ability. What do you say, 143 total points?
I said 123. I wanted to put in some funny number, but
ooh, well then 133. Split the difference.
I kind of hope they win now.
You heard it here first. Furman Paladins, keep us in the will whenever the confetti's coming down. I feel like ESPN's looking at my results or my picks and being like, "Are you okay, buddy?" Like,
I put mascots in my description.
Yep, I haven't. I think I'm going to call this one the Cam and Max mascot one. I'll try to take as good of a picture of this as I can. But that will bring us to the show. Do you have anything else you want to add in here?
I'm excited to watch a great weekend in sports.
It's just so much fun. Do you remember being in the office when Virginia got upset by, was it Furman?
I think Furman did beat Virginia one time.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Furman.
Virginia.
It was.
Yeah, Furman beat them 13 seed over a 4 seed?
Well, like the Virginia player chucked the ball backwards.
Yeah. And then Furman got this. So this was 3 years ago now.
I think we have to buy Furman shirts now.
I have a Tulane shirt.
Oh, you do? Oh, I have the Tulane socks. I think I'm unironically a Furman fan now. They're going to get beat by 50 points.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Well, go Vols and go Blue Devils for Cam and myself. Cam, I guess I need to read the end of the episode script, don't I? Oh, wow. Thank you for listening to the show. Be sure to listen each week on Spotify and now on YouTube. Let us know what you thought of the show. You can reach out to us on Instagram at Cam and Max Show. That's all one word, Cam and Max Show. If you have something you want to see on the show, let us know. I'm still rhyming. He's been Cam.
He's been Coach Max.
And we will see you later.
Side note, remember that story about like the poacher getting killed at their funeral, like by an elephant, and the elephant went to the funeral and stomped on the casket? You ever heard about that story?
Cameron, that doesn't make any sense at all.
A poacher was killed by an elephant in Africa, and later
Okay.
at the guy's funeral, the elephant returned and caused havoc at the funeral.
Was this real?
I believe it was real. I'll send it to you afterwards.
Oh, interesting. Okay.